it? We're just gonna start talking. How do you guys want to do this?
I wrote down what Micah already said, so I can kind of go back over that really quick.
That works.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go. We've done this 1,000 times.
All right, we'll wait for viewers to pop up. Podcast. Are we just?
We're live.
We're just gonna start talking. How do you guys want to do this?
You're live.
I wrote down what Micah already said, so I can kind of go back over that really quick.
Hey, guys.
That works.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go. We've done this 1,000 times.
It's like replaying.
Where's that coming from?
Someone's still in their browser. Viewers to pop up. Podcast. Are we just?
We're live.
Okay, are we good?
I don't know what that was.
You're crazy. All right, Laura, take it away, girl.
We have one viewer.
They're coming.
Okay. Who wants to start?
I can go. Okay, they're starting to say they're on.
Okay.
Do you want me to go?
Go for it.
All right, hey you guys, bring the Bling group. I don't know what week we're on, to be honest. I realized it was only Tuesday earlier today. We are all coming back from a week in Cancun, and while you would think we would be refreshed, we have all totally just dived in, getting back to this business. And so while this call will be a little bit different from the others, it will still have some really amazing content for you guys to take and use towards your business. So today is April 21st, and what that means is that we are exactly 1 month away from the end of this group, and so it's kind of crazy that we've already are halfway into it. And so what that means is that you really need to start planning now what your plan of action is going to be for these next few weeks. Qualification deadline for Summit is May 20th. That is 1 month away, 4 weeks. So it is time to get your ducks in a row, to look at the activities that you're doing and figuring out what you need to tweak, what you need to add, and maybe what you need to take away. So tonight we're going to share with you guys some of our top tips for being a top coach. And some of these are things that you have heard over and over again, but these are the most important things that we will keep reminding you of, because these are literally the foundation building blocks of what our businesses are all based on and how we use these to be successful. So Micah wasn't able to get on the call earlier, but she made a video for hers earlier. So I'm not sure if everybody got a chance to watch those. But I wrote them down just so we could kind of go over those really quickly before we moved into all of the rest of them. So one of hers was to having the mindset be there at the beginning no matter what. And so I even had a new coach call with someone today, and what is so important about this is that you have to go into this business believing that no matter what, you are going to do this, that you are going to wake up every day, you are going to show up, that your mindset is in it to win it. And it's going to be hard and things are going to come up, but you wake up with that why every day that pushes you towards doing it even when it's hard, towards doing it even when it's inconvenient, and these are some of the things that we're going to talk about later. So it's having that really strong mindset from day one, so that when you get the no's, when you get the haters, when you get the people that are being negative, that they're there to still support, that you're still there to have your mind right. Secondly is getting to events. That was one of her big ones, and I think that we will all confirm that that was a huge piece for us. And I know for my coaches that were at Cancun this past week, that has totally changed things for them. For me personally, my big wow moment was being at the Success Club trip 3 years ago. I went as an Emerald coach. I saw what the opportunities were while I was there as my guest. While I was there as the guest with my coach, who happened to be a top 10 coach that year. And my mindset then was that one day I would come back as a top 10 coach. And while I buried that kind of in the back of my mind, the vision for it and the mindset and the work ethic that I put in was because of that. But had I never gone, I would have never created those relationships. I would have never had created that vision. I would have never known the opportunity, and I would have never really just believed in how it was. And it's not always going to be easy to get there. There is going to be investments. There's going to be inconvenience. There's going to be having to figure out where to do with your kids, how to get there, whether you fly or drive. But I can't even say how important it is just to be there no matter what. And then her last one was doing an overall lifestyle change. And so if you just focus on that every single day, that this business is just truly about making a lifestyle change, and you're sharing that, and I know we're going to talk about the behaviors and stuff, but if you are just focusing on sharing that as a lifestyle change and just developing relationships and sharing that you are going to naturally build your business just through that genuine relationships that you'll build just from living, from doing life, from being a product. So those are some really, really that were kind of important things that she brought up. So I know I'm trying not to rush through these. I feel like I start to talk fast. But some of the things that I was going to talk about, and I guess we're going to do slides, so let me see if I can share these. Okay, so here we go. Can y'all see that? Anybody see it?
Yeah, we see it.
Okay. Trying to find it now on my screen. I think y'all went away. Okay, so what I want, one of my really, really important things that I want to talk to you guys about is being comfortable, becoming uncomfortable, and being okay to be consistently inconvenienced. So you really are going to have to learn two things, because when you get started in this business, that it's not always easy. And one thing that I love to hear coaches talking about now is that how they, like Anita says, she only spends a couple hours a day. She's created this lifestyle now that she doesn't have to work. But that's not always the case when we are getting started. When we first get started, I will be the first to admit that I would spend a whole lot of time investing in this business. Can you guys even see this? Like all the way?
Yes.
Okay. And so I would wake up early. I would stay up late. I would miss out on events because I really knew that the importance of being home, working on my business, trying to connect with new people. I gave up TV. I didn't have those little favorite TV shows that I wanted to watch anymore because I was more concerned with building, with networking. It's not always the most easiest and the most convenient thing to do. It's hard, and you are going to invest time. You are going to have to miss out on a few things. I don't think that it's required. I mean, that is an option for how you want to build and how quickly you want to move. But I think just understanding that you are going to invest in work right now like nobody else will, so that later you can live a life like nobody else can. I have put more hours in the past 2 years working this than I think I have with so many other things, but I can now take the week off and go to Cancun and disconnect and still have a business that runs, still have coaches that are taking care of the team, still have people that are reaching out to me more because I have laid that foundation and have been consistently consistent. I have showed up, I have inconvenienced myself so that now I don't have to work as much, I don't have to work as hard because I did so much of that in the very beginning. And what goes, I think, hand in hand with that is learning to become comfortable getting uncomfortable. And this isn't always easy either. Today was a huge, huge thing for me. I posted a video working out to that size thing, and I don't even know how to tell you guys that I have no dancing skills. I'm so uncomfortable with that. And literally doing that, I knew would help one person be excited about sharing this. So I did it. My goal for this year was anything that came up that made me feel uncomfortable and not want to do it just because of personal reasons was something that I knew I needed to do no matter what. And every time I do that, my business will continue to jump and get pushed forward. And where that starts is just simply with sharing those before and after pictures, sharing a story in your past that kind of made you into the person who you are today. Just something that can kind of allow you to open up and be able to connect with someone. Like maybe you had an abuse issue, maybe you had an eating disorder, maybe you struggled with debt, or maybe you've just had a really rough childhood and it's caused you to not trust people. Whatever those things are, it's starting to open up and share things that are a little uncomfortable, because what will happen is somebody's going to read that and they're going to pick that up and they're going to say, I really can relate to where she's coming from, and I can only imagine how hard it was to share that. And when you start to share those things, they start to build that trust in you, because you are willing to go there and willing to put yourself out and willing to be uncomfortable. I can give some examples of my sharing the before and after pictures of when I was asked to teach an insanity class, and I had no intentions, no desire to want to do that, but I did it because I knew it would help. Whether if you're being asked to speak on a team call and you are just freaking out because you don't know what to say, you do it anyway. At some point, if you are really wanting to grow and build, you're going to end up getting asked to speak on the national wake-up call. And so it's kind of preparing yourself to do these things that are really hard and really uncomfortable, because ultimately they will all grow and build your business up to that next level. Okay, so I don't know if I'm sharing. That deleted me. Okay. Sorry, you guys. Let me find my other screen.
Is somebody doing insanity?
Yeah, my 18-year-old.
Grab water, grab water.
My husband wasn't here earlier, so I was about to order food because I wasn't going to cook for them. So she came out and said, let me work out. All right, I'm trying to find my other thing for y'all.
Can I just say that I did that size video today too, and the white girl can't dance. Oh my gosh, it is hilarious.
Okay, so you need to record yourself, so it's not just me.
I did. You'll see it. It's going up after this. It's so bad. I've got no moves.
Oh, I don't know. I really thought I was working hard and I was doing good until I watched the replay, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed.
The worst part is I try to get like sexy with it. My hips still don't move around, and I do better like chair dancing than I do when I stand up and try to do it all together.
All right, you guys. So this is my second biggest, most favorite topic. That is being consistently consistent. This is going to make a huge, huge difference. So whether we are talking about your business, whether we are talking about your nutrition, whether we are talking about workouts, personal development, you have to do these things every single day. You can't do it Monday and Tuesday and skip out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You can't do it 3 days a week. It's not part-time. This is like every single day. And doing those things consistently, consistent in your week, will be so important, because you're planting seeds, you're sharing, you're building trust, you're building relationships. And so like this says, what you do every day matters more than what you do once in a while. You've got to think about this as being like a store. You're not going to go to a 7-Eleven to go get gas or Slurpees like I do, and they show up and it's supposed to be open every single day, and it's in the middle of the day on a Thursday and they're closed. Would you trust that? Would you go back there the next day not knowing if they're going to actually be open or not? That's the same way that the people that are following you and the people that you're, that are considering, getting started, they're going to come to your page and watch you, what you're doing, how you're living, and if they see that you kind of show up, 1 or 2 days a week, or that you're only following this 2 or 3 days a week, and you're not going to really build that trust that they can have in you, because you're not being consistent with it. and if you're consistent with those 3 vital behaviors, you're going to gradually build things up. Now, you can put more effort in, you could put less effort in, but I believe, as you are showing up every single day with all of these behaviors, it's really going to make a difference for you, because it's building that foundation, it's building that framework, it's building the trust, it's planting the seeds, it's watering it. It's I just think it should be one of those vital behaviors, is just being consistent. So that's really all I have to say about that. You can sum it up with so many things, and I ran out of time to make my last screen. But the last thing my point that I want to bring up to you is,
you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I think I lost.
Okay, so my number 3 is a leader never stops learning. So I know that sometimes we will get to Diamond and, people will think, oh, I don't need to do trainings anymore, I'm here. And that's so not the case. I can tell you that I probably do more trainings, and I try to get in on every type of learning opportunity now, so that I can continue to grow and I continue to help my coaches grow, because I don't know everything. I mean, there's still so many things I'm learning and trying to understand. And as a leader, you have to set the example. If you're going to join, and encourage your coaches to do trainings, you have to be part of that. You have to participate in that, because as the leader does, so does the pack. And if you're not willing to continue to learn yourself, you can't expect your leaders, your up-and-coming leaders to do the same. So that also includes just like trying to keep up what's going on in Facebook, trying to keep, the new ways that Instagram is growing. Like, you have to make a point to continue to learn what's going on, what the best, business strategies are, and things like that. So that way you're not just staying stagnant in your business, because things will always be changing and always be growing. And I totally just lost my train of thought. So those are pretty much my 3. I know we got a lot of others to go through, so was that okay? Y'all got anything to add?
That was awesome.
Okay.
And I know that I couldn't agree more with everything that you shared. So I know that for Alyssa and I both, those are very, very important fundamental things. And you're going to hear repeats of those things as we go through our 3 points as well. So thank you for sharing. Do you want to take it away, Alyssa, or do you want me to go for it?
Sure. I gotta get that screen share thing up again. Okay, so let's see if you guys can see this. Here we go. Right, can you guys see this? Yes, no? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm going to talk to you guys tonight is about belief, vision, and consistent behaviors. So the one thing that I can tell you about being one of the top coaches in the network is belief. And belief within yourself, and belief that you have the ability to be able to not only change your life, but that what we do changes the lives of other people. And oftentimes when I know with my own coaches, when they're struggling, it's because of their own personal development. So really, what I want to talk about is it all comes down to those 3 vital behaviors. And these are really the activities that you need to be doing every single day. They're vital for that exact reason, because they're things that have to be done. And so if you're struggling in your business, the most important thing that you can do is dig deeper into personal development. Pick up a book, listen to audio. I listen to audio while I'm cooking. I listen to audio in the car. I listen to audio when I'm writing blog posts. And then I spend some time every day reading as well. So if I feel like I have a lull in my business, or I feel like I'm in a funk, the first thing that I'm going to do is dive into personal development. For coaches right now, you guys are scrambling to get, your successful points in the last, 10 days of the month. Then my tips for you are to really start diving into some personal development and up those invites that you're doing. But believe in yourself and all that you are, to know that there's something inside of you that is greater than any obstacle. And it's amazing what happens when you just start to believe in what it is that you're doing and then freely share that with other people. Your passion will be felt much more in your posts, much more when you do your invites. They're going to feel all of that stuff. And so you guys have to believe in yourselves. You have to believe that you have a potential to do awesome things, and changing your wording from I will to I can. And we're going to talk about a little bit about the next part of that, and that's really with visualization. So I just wanted to quick show you guys some things that I do to visualize success. Having a vision for your future. I know a lot of us talk about, your dream boards that we've created in the past, but how many of you guys are really looking at those dream boards daily? I have it as a screensaver on my computer. I have my goals pretty much surrounded by me right now on my desk, but I also feel like positive affirmations is so important. So I have 2 apps that I like to use. One of them is called the Spirit Junkie, and the other one is The Secret. And they're just both apps that you can get from iPhone that deliver a visualizing message to me every single day. And so one of the things that I started to do last year is really start to visualize my success and write down what are my positive affirmations. And so here's an affirmation journal of that I created, and I just wanted to share with you guys. So as you guys can look at it, you can see all of my wording is in I am. So I am a Success Club 10 SC legend, right? I am a top 10 coach. I will sign, or I sign 20 coaches a month. I am a 15-star diamond coach. And the funny thing is all of those things came true for me when I started writing this journal originally last year. And so you have to believe of where you are going to be, not necessarily where you are right now. We talk about you fake it till you make it. People don't know if you're an emerald coach. People that are not in the business, they don't know the difference between a diamond and a star diamond coach. People don't even really know what a 15-star diamond coach is. They might know that it's really good, especially if it's called, like the superstar diamond. But most people outside of the business don't know that. So a lot of what your success is going to come from is from you really visualizing your success and that you are already there. Okay, so some other things that I visualize, I'm going to show you this next one, is really let your mind go like you've already achieved it and that you're there before. And every day I carve out some time in the morning to really visualize what I want my team to look like. How many coaches I really want to have in Elite, and I visualize their faces because I know my coaches that are reaching for those goals. I imagine what the perfect day would look like. So for myself, the perfect day is having a beach home with my kids, running around outside with not having to worry about time, and really just having complete freedom of our lives. So, I think about that. I visualize a beach home. I visualize the ocean and my kids running around and us just spending time together. I visualize, getting up in the morning and my husband not having to rush off to go to work, and us being able to sit down and just really drink our coffee and really just start our day together with both meditation and prayer and over a cup of coffee and really think about things together. So I really I spend a lot of time imagining what my perfect day would look like, and you have to train your brain to be able to do this. So I do this daily. You have to do it every single day. It can't be something that you think about once, that you create a vision board and let it be. You need to look at the vision board every day. You need to visualize your success every single day, and then think, talk, and act that way. It takes discipline, and nobody else can do this part for you. But you have to really see where it is that you're going to go. And I think, the other two girls on the call, they can relate. When we were really pushing for Paris last year, I've got positive affirmations of Paris pretty much all over my office right now. And I'm going to be getting new stuff for Bora Bora, and that's a little bit harder to find than the Paris Eiffel Tower stuff. But I'm going to be changing around my office as I really push for top 10 again this year in 2015. So you have to surround yourself with where you want to go and actually visualize that success. So fake it till you make it. Dream big, like really big and really huge. So I kind of had an aha moment this last weekend when I was in Cancun as well. So events, they affect you no matter where you are in your business. You're always learning, you're always growing. And on Sunday night, I was there with Amy Silverman, and we were talking about, just being the top 10 and going in Paris and just really what that meant and kind of what our goals were and where we see ourselves in the future and what she kind of does with her team to help them visualize their success. And the thing is that I know right now you guys don't really see the whole income potential with this business, okay? You might see that, yes, you could be a six-figure earner, you could be a millionaire, but what about the potential, or not even the potential, but that you're really sitting on a gold mine? And I look at money in a different way because I don't think money is an icky thing. I do feel that, yes, sometimes it's uncomfortable to do that and to talk about money, but what can you use for your money to serve other people? So on my dream board, I actually have a donation of how much money I want to donate to my church and how much money I want to donate to pediatric cancer awareness this year. And I was talking to Amy about that, and she's like, why don't you think about creating your own nonprofit? Why don't you think about doing something like that? Because when it comes to tax write-offs, you pretty much have to end up donating money to somewhere because it just gets to be kind of ridiculous with your taxes if you're not giving money to people or putting it into a good use with donations. And she, was just saying, like, she's always wanted to have a nonprofit to really, focus on the ocean and focus on the environment. And instead of giving it to somebody else, she's going to create her own. And so she caused me to even visualize and dream bigger than I ever imagined before. And that's really the possibilities of this business. So like Lori was saying, yes, you're going to work hard, but I look at it like this. I was a nurse for 14 years. I watched a lot of people die. I kept a lot of people alive that wanted to die, meaning that their heart was giving out, their lungs were giving out, and I was doing and pumping medications full for them just so I could try to keep them alive until their families came. That's hard. Trying to keep somebody alive that wants to die, that's really hard. Seeing somebody come in and realizing that their family member had died, that's hard. That's very emotional. This is not hard. This is you getting outside of your comfort zone and playing on social media. There's nothing hard about it. The only hard thing is getting out of your own way. And once you really master that belief in that visualization system, this is why we have people that can, you can work 12 hours a day because it's so much fun. It's addicting and it's fun. And you can really visualize what your success and what your goals and what the freedom looks like for you and how you are going to be able to bless other people with this opportunity. So belief in visualization. If you're not spending time right now to really visualize your goals, I suggest you spend some time to be able to start doing that every morning, even if it's just 5-10 minutes to really get your mind set on where it is where you want to go. All right. The last thing I want to talk about is activities, because it's great to dream. It's great to visualize, but you have to do the activities relentlessly. And this goes down to the 3 vital behaviors. Okay, so these are the things that you are going to do, whether you are a brand new coach, whether you're an emerald coach, you're a diamond, star diamond, whether you're leading a team, or you're a top 10 coach. You are going to be doing the vital behaviors on repeat. This is what we continue to do. And I know you can ask Lori and you can ask Anita, when our businesses feel like we're stale, we got to get our hustle on. And what does that mean? our hustle on is the 3 vital behaviors. And so we boldly invite more people. For example, I really wanted to see Shanti and have my picture taken with them at Cancun. Well, as you guys know, we had to hit Success Club 10 by the 10th to be able to do that. And so I had like nothing. I mean, I had done my follow-ups. I knew that a bunch of people wanted to start, but it wasn't until the end of the month. And so I had to boldly dig into my vital behaviors, and I felt like I was starting from scratch, and invite with intention. And I was able to hit my goals and go above and beyond my goals because I put my head down and I just focused. I boldly invited with the other person's goals in mind. So if you're sending out personal invites to people and you're not getting a response, read it. Does it sound like this is all about you and your goals, or does it sound like you generally want to help them and you generally want to invite them to something that is fun and that you thought of them for a particular reason? You have to have your invite extend to what would help another person. So if you know, for example, for coaching, if you know that they're struggling with income, if you know that a mom wants to be home with her child, you can link it to something. So always be linking your invites to something that's going to help the other person. Personal development, do it and apply it. How many coaches are guilty of reading the personal development, but then they don't do anything with it? You have to apply the personal development that you're doing. Just like you have to do the workout, you have to do your personal development, and you have to apply it over and over and over again. That's how you're going to really see your results. Plug into your team. Once this is done, so I always tell my coaches, you don't go to bed until your 3 vital behaviors are done. We have a power hour. If you're working crazy hours, and I don't know if you guys know my story, but when I started as a coach, I was working as a nurse, which is 12-hour days. So I worked 12-hour days. I was going to school to get my master's. I had 3 kids at home. The youngest was 9 months old. And so I did not have time to build a business, but I made time. And what I did was the vital behaviors. I get up in the morning, I do my workout, I drink my Shakeology, I listen to my personal development on the way to work, and then I'd send out some invites when I got home, when my kids went to bed. And that is what I did day in and day out. So if your business isn't moving in the direction that you want it to, most likely it's because of the vital behaviors. You're either not doing them consistently, or it's more about you than it is about the other person. And so one of the things that you can really do is role play. Talk to your success partner, talk to your coach or some other coaches on your team, and share some of your invites with them. Do a role play back and forth with some of your invites and see how it makes you feel. If it makes you feel icky, then most likely it's going to feel icky on the other end as well. Okay? Once your vital behaviors are done, and you do them literally consistently, once those are done, then that's when you can add in the extras, right? So that is then when you can go on to mentor your team. That's when you can research for new ideas. Maybe researching social media. I know right now I'm doing a lot of researching on Facebook like pages and trying to figure out what works best. But my daily activities of my 3 vital behaviors are always done before I do anything else. Before I do any of my team calls with mentoring my new coaches, or even get a call ready for tonight, my vital behaviors were done. So do yourself and your business a favor by do not go to bed until your vital behaviors are done. I know on my team I say, invite 3 people, invite 5 people, follow up with 5 people, make connections and add value with 5 people. And then for coaching, I say invite 2 people to coaching daily. These things are done every single day. Obviously, if you want to grow a big business faster, then you're going to want to do more numbers than that. And I know Melissa McAllister posted on this a little bit when we were at Cancun, but it's hard for us to really think of this as numbers because of the fact, especially, I know my team in general, we're a healthcare team. And so we don't think really about numbers. In fact, it's something that kind of turns my team off. But the truth is it is about numbers. And so if the more people that you're talking to, the more that you are going to have success. So I challenge everybody for the last 10 days of the month to relentlessly dive into those three vital behaviors and start tracking your business if you don't already. The business activity tracker, it is a lifesaver. Yes, it's not sexy. None of these activities are sexy. Success is not sexy. You might see pictures of us on social media, with our hair all done and our makeup done and our mascara and everything else. But, behind the scenes, we're sitting here with my hair's wet. I just took a shower for the first time in 2 days. My skin is like totally falling off. But I'm doing the unsexy behaviors. So it's all the things that are happening behind the scenes that you guys don't see that are going to really start building your business. Not necessarily the things on social media. So you can use social media, obviously, to add value, to let people learn more about who you are. And you can do some public inviting there. But most of the work that you're going to be doing is all behind the scenes. So and that's why, we kind of look the way we do today, because we just got back from vacation and we're back and we're working really hard. So I hope that these tips help you guys, and just realize that your hard work is totally worth it. Just imagine if you just worked really hard for just a couple years of your life, what your life will look like for the next 30 years, because that is really this opportunity that we have, and I hope that you guys grab hold of it and run and don't look back. And don't worry about what other people say or think, because it's not their life, and you will be able to not only improve your life and your family's life, but also be able to gift so much to so many other people and just be a complete blessing and light in the lives of others. So that is my top tips for you guys. I'm going to stop my screen share, and let me know if you guys have any questions about that after Anita's done.
Hey guys, can you hear me? So my daughter came home from the park just as it was my turn to go on. So I'm going into a different room. I still haven't set up my office, so we shift all over the place in our house to get some quiet and peace. Okay. That was awesome, Alyssa. Thank you so much for sharing. It's so nice to hear. To this day, I am absolutely a student of this business, and these calls are not just for you guys. How about that? They're for us too, and I just absolutely love listening to what Lori and Alyssa have to offer. Oh my gosh, I look a hot mess. Sorry guys, I'm in really bad lighting. Real talk, real moment. So Alyssa was right. Like, you see the makeup and the hair and whatever on social media, and really, we're just real people trying to make it work. Okay, so let me go ahead and get my slides up. And I apologize about my voice is really raspy from Cancun and from talking all day on the phone. So, can you guys see my slides? Yes, no.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, present to everyone. All right, cool. So, I am a Beachbody Challenger first. I did not start in this business as somebody who wanted to start making money. I really did start as somebody who wanted to lose weight. So I always rewind and think back to where I came from, and that was working on myself. Guys, I will go into authenticity, but I think back to the type of person or where I was as a person as far as growth is concerned, as far as maturity, mindset, positivity, spirituality, the type of leader I was 3 years ago, and it's just uncanny how it's just crazy how if you were to put me side by side with that Anita, it's completely different. And my journey started with Chalene Extreme and just wanting to get fit and healthy. I lost 30 pounds with Chalene Extreme. And I lost another 40 with insanity. And that journey of just working on myself as far as fitness is concerned really did open up so many doors to working on myself mentally, spiritually, and as a leader. So, my biggest tip out of my three is to always work on yourself, to always make it a point to improve. So, Alyssa talked about um, The Secret and the app, and I can't remember the name of the app. I need to get that name for myself. But it's true, you have to constantly surround yourself with growth in some capacity. It has to be everything because we are only human and we're in a business where we are changing lives and people look to us for mentorship and for guidance and for advice, and often we ourselves we're just not quite strong enough to be in that role. And so if we aren't working on ourselves, how are we supposed to feed other people and build this business? How are you supposed to build a six-figure earning team or business if you yourself are struggling? So I know when I am personally struggling and I'm going through struggles in my life and my mindset is weak or raw or something is just not quite right, my business starts to become affected. And so as you're growing as a new coach, you have to be mindful of the growth and always work on yourself. Many coaches make this big mistake that they're okay, they don't need to grow. They don't have time for personal development. They don't have time to take care of themselves. And often I think about like how I ended up as a coach in the first place, how I ended up as a challenger in the first place. It's that mindset that, oh, I've got this under control. I don't need to work out. I don't need to eat healthy. I'm too busy to take care of myself. I'm too busy to work on my spirituality. And then everything else in my life is is poorly affected. It's not affected in the way in which I dreamt. And so fast forward 3 years into this business as a coach, I have to say that the reason I am where I am right now is because I have really, really grown myself. And I've given everything that I have gained in my growth path. I've given it to my coaches and I've helped them to find that growth path. And we work on together visualization and reading personal development and making that the center of our lives. So always work on yourself first and foremost, because change attracts people who want to change. And guess what, guys? That's the business we're in. We're attracting people who are hungry for change. And if you want to build a great organization of coaches, you have to show up and attract the right people. And if you are suffering yourself in personal development and growth, you will not attract the right people. But if you show up as somebody that's strengthened, as changed, as strong, and you've turned your mess into a message, and you've turned what you've gone through into your testimony, and you share that as a strong leader that you are now, you're going to attract the right people to you and grow an incredible organization of coaches. My best personal development tip is The Secret, just like Alyssa said. As a Man Thinketh is a great book as well. That is actually the foundation of where The Secret came from. The inspiration for The Secret is As a Man Thinketh. It is a quick, easy read. I read that thing once a month just to get my mind right. Also, another great book is, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank because I don't have it with me and I just finished reading it. Okay, I'll have to post it in the group page. Sorry, I totally drew a blank. But yeah, grow yourself and share that growth. Use it as a personal, or use it as a post opportunity too. All right, let's bring up the next slide. Oh man, I am tired. I apologize for yawning. Right, I'm like, ah. It is almost 9 o'clock in my neck of the woods, and Lori's too. I'm imagining that Lori's pretty tired too. It's like bedtime. It's almost bedtime. Okay, let me go back to screen sharing. Okay, so along with being this person that's in control of you, your emotions, your mindset, and growing as a human, you also need to be in control of your business hours and you need to be managing your time wisely. As a new coach, I went into my business like a chicken with my head cut off. Organization was not my BFF. I was a hot mess. I would show up to my computer and be like, la da 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 da, let me message everybody. And oh my gosh, look at that cool video of that guy in a Speedo dancing at the beach. No, that's really not going to help me grow my business, but it's funny and I'm going to watch it. And I would have sucked up and drained 10, 20 minutes of my time, my precious, valuable time in the beginning. I had a new baby. I started this business with a 2-month-old, okay? I also had a full-time job for like my first year in this business. And I had to be so dialed in to every minute spent in front of my computer because it was, I mean, time for me was literally money. It was literally my freedom out of the job I was unhappy in. It was literally the freedom to help my husband get home from his job that he was unhappy in. So when I showed up to my computer, every hour was dialed in. I had a to-do list. I had to. Otherwise, I would have not made it. My notifications would have made me crazy. I would have been like scrolling news feeds. It would have been a mess. So I chose what to do in every hour I had available to me in this business. I showed up tired, just like I looked just now. I showed up awake, whatever. I just had to show up with that hour or two with a list and get it done. So, in my morning hour, I did follow-ups, messages, emails. I went and I did my groups and I did my Facebook posts. And in the afternoon, on my lunch break or during nap time, I did my personal development. And in the evening time, I reached out to my coaches and I sent messages to challengers and to potential challengers. And I did postings and I blogged and I Instagrammed and whatever it was that I did to build my business. And I also followed an 80-20 rule. 80% of my time was spent building my business, and 20% of the rest of my time was spent with my coaches. If I only had 3 hours a day, how much time was spent with my coaches? Not much, guys. And that holds true all the way to, say, 3-time 15-star. Like, you've got to be growing yourself too. You can't just rely on the coaches you have right now. You have to be onboarding new coaches to be working with, because this is a great book to read. Go Pro. He lays it out for you. Go Pro. You have to be adding and recruiting to be building a business. And the coaches you have to support them, but you cannot hold their hand. You give them the tools to succeed. The tools are out there, guys. They're all in the back office. They're all there for your coaches to grasp onto. You don't need to babysit. Too many coaches say, I've got my people. I'm going to let them do it. I'm going to let them grow my volume. I'm good. No, that's not how this works. Because what if they quit? What if they just up and decide? What if life happens? You've got to add people. So 80-20, set your business hours and manage your time. Next slide. 1 second. Okay, so here's my crazy butt from today. Live authentically and be yourself. Okay, so I spoke about this actually in Cancun in the top 10 panel, and I posted it back up in the group today. Besides working on myself, I am a hardcore believer in being the most loud, proud version of you on social media. Okay? Do not try to be a loud, proud version of Alyssa, Lori, or myself, because chances are that's not going to work for you. You need to focus on being a loud, proud version of yourself. Live authentically and be yourself. What does that mean? Well, let me give you an example. Back when I started, I was like, oh, I'm going to try and be Leslie, my upline. Nope, that didn't work for me. My friends and family knew that that was not Anita. Then I was like, okay, I don't need to be reinventing the wheel. I'll just go try to be Janelle Summers. And I'll go and try to be Lindsay Matway in some capacity. And that didn't work either because that was not me. And people could smell the just the lack of authenticity, and I was not connecting with anybody, and I wasn't attracting the right sort of people my way. And so I decided one crazy evening that I was just gonna stop following all those coaches. I mean, follow them for good ideas, but I stopped letting their type of posts influence mine. And I just started posting about Anita, but with the vital behaviors. So proof the product works, my Shakeology, my journey with personal development, um, and just asking people to join me in this journey. And yeah, my posts may not be all over the world and beaches like Amy Silverman, and my posts may not be beautifully, perfect and put together um, on Photoshop, but whatever. I'm just being me. I'm just putting it out there. I'm being the best that I can be, and I am sharing my mess that I turn into my message and my testimony. And so dig deep and find your story. Find something about yourself that could potentially change somebody else's life. So quick about me. My life before Beachbody, like I said, was a hot mess. Before I met my husband, I had a dependency on drugs and alcohol. I was a nightclub DJ. Um, I was living a very fast and crazy life. I did not feel fulfilled at all. I also suffered from eating disorders um, and self-image and depression and anxiety. I was on every anti-anxiety medication under the sun at one point. And so I could hide from my past and I could pretend like that doesn't exist. And I could pretend to be this perfect person on social media that just has her stuff together, that is just like this person that has fitness under control, that has eating under control, who has never um, binge ate or whatever, who doesn't suffer from depression and anxiety. Or I can just share that and be real. And I decided I would. So I started sharing about what my life was like leading up to Beachbody. And guess what? So many people said to me that I changed their life because I was true and I came out and just said what ailed me before, or what kind of things I dealt with and grew from before Beachbody. So I showed people how I changed, how I was able to turn my life around. Um, I will spare you the details about that life I lived before marrying my husband and having a child. But it doesn't look anything like it does now. And to share that change and that story has inspired a lot of people to follow my page and in fact become coaches on my team, because I've inspired other people to make a change too. So don't be afraid to talk about the cheeseburger you accidentally ate. Don't be afraid to talk about your journey through whatever it is that you're going through, because your story is going to add value to somebody's life. I sat in front of John C. Maxwell at Summit 2013, it was 2013. And I remember him saying that your core mission to success it shouldn't be about how many things you sell, how many things that, or how many people you recruit into your business. It should be about how much value you can add into somebody's life every day. You have to set out to be a value provider. Make it a goal to add value to 10, 20 people a day. Go out there and change someone's life. Because if you just lead with that mission, you are going to be a success because you will attract the right things to you no matter what. You just will. If you get out there and you just start helping people, you're going to attract the right energy, the right people, and the right solution will come your way. Trust me. So, coming away from this webinar tonight, here's what I want you to do. I want you to make it a mission for the rest of this week to add value to 5 people's lives in some capacity. Okay? It doesn't need to be Beachbody driven. It can be simply finding somebody who posted about their outfit on social media, message them and say, "You are beautiful." Message somebody who's having a hard time, a rough day, and just say, "I'm here for you. I'm thinking about you. You may not know me very well, but I'm a friend of yours on Facebook, and you said you're going through a tough time. Just know that I'll be here praying for you." Or somebody who's just out there talking about how they want to get fit and healthy. "Hey, I've got a solution for you. I've run challenge groups, and I'm looking for a couple women to help get fit and healthy this, for the summer. I'd love to help you." And even if it's just through your invitation, say you're inviting 10 people a day to your challenge group through private message. So on that invitation, find a way to change that person's life just through your conversation, even if they don't join your challenge group, because chances are, if you add value to their life, they may come back and decide to join you. So maybe while you're talking to them, just ask them questions about their life, offer them solutions, just be an ear, a friend to listen to. I know that's difficult because it is a lot to take on, hearing people's burdens, but I promise you that if you just stop and say, "How can I be something or somebody for someone right now?" and you do that enough every day, there's something magical in the universe that's just going to bring you amazing abundance, I promise. So do that. And tonight, if you haven't already done this, and I asked my TIE coaches to do this, make a post of you working out or just jump in the air and just look really excited and happy. And in the post, just put, "I'm a life changer." And in the post, just write about what you do to help people. Just say you're a Beachbody coach and you're out here just trying to help people. And hashtag "I'm a life changer." See what kind of value that could add to somebody. Just get out there and talk about what it is that you're doing and what you have to offer. You never know who might be watching. You never know who might come around in a couple weeks and say they saw your post about being a life changer and they want to be a life changer too. So that's it for my portion of the webinar tonight. If you have any questions, let's go ahead and start a questions thread in the page. It's already a little late. I'm not going to go in and answer questions right now, but that's about it. Lori, Alyssa, do you have anything to add?
I don't. I think you hit the nail on the head. I mean, I think, honestly, I feel like we always overcomplicate everything, and it honestly just comes down to your own belief within yourself, your vision, putting others' needs before your own when it comes to the quality types of posts and that type of value that you want to add, and doing your better behaviors on hyperdrive. There's no secret sauce. That's what it is to be successful. So.
Amen to that.
Amen. Get on. Do the unsexy work, guys. That's where you see success.
Hey, what's the app that you shared earlier?
The secret app and hold on, I gotta look at my phone. It's gonna die. I'll put the names of it in the group. It is the secret app and hold up. Yep. Let me see. My phone just died, so I'll put the name of it in the group because my phone died.
Okay, no problem.
So I'll put the name of the apps that I use.
Is it that one on the second slide you were talking about?
Yeah, can you read it?
No.
Yeah.
I was checking.
I'll have it in a second.
I'd seen it somewhere before. I was trying to remember it.
All right, guys. Thanks for jumping on with us tonight. Be strong. End the month strong. You guys can do it. Believe yourselves.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.